Okay guys, welcome back. You are tuned in to the STPL and we're about to get into our third game here between Red versus NaS. Now they are currently tied 1-1 and it's going to be up to these next two players here to see who is going to be the one to make the difference in this series. Now who is going to take the lead? It's now a best of 3 of course, because best of 5 1-1. It's a best of 3 to decide who is going to win and who is going to make it into the round 2 playoffs. Let's head on over and introduce our next two players here for NaS and Red. Okay, so starting here on the left hand side for NaS, going to be arguably the strongest eOnzErg of all time. It's going to be eOnzErg. He is back again. He said in round 1 he wasn't going to play in the STPL, yet here he is for NaS, honorary North American like terror. But in his debut round, he's currently at 3-0, and all of his games have been CBT, and all of them have been wins. Now, you know what? Oh, okay, fair enough. My bad. Well, current top eOnzErg. Okay, my bad. But either way, Eon doing an incredible job. 3-0. He is the only player to have taken down Famassi in a straight-up game. And currently, eOnzErg, obviously the top Zerg. I'm sorry for making that comment, but he is a very, very strong Zerg player. Has done incredibly well across all tournaments. But either way, on the other side of your screen, you are going to have Cryoc. Now, Cryoc doing an incredible job for Red. He's currently 5-0 in round 2. Been a linchpin in getting Red this far. They are currently 5-0 in the series, in the round 2, and he's also 5-0 against his opponent. So he has won every single game he's played in. Is he going to make that 6-0? Is he going to give himself one of the best records in STPL? Not too sure, but he's 3-0 against Zerg as well, so it's 3-0 versus 3-0. It's going to be a battle of titans here for NaS and for Red, and they are going to be fighting here on Return of the King. Now, Return of the King actually 4-3 for Terran, did come from the 2008 Incra OSL. We've seen a lot more Zergs on this map than I ever imagined. Actually had 4 ZVZs on here. Oh, sorry, Ku beat Famassi as well. My bad. Sorry, I completely forgot. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to keep on top of the 260 odd games I've played, so do forgive me if I get any of my statistics wrong. This is why I have my database, but unfortunately it can't jog my memory. So if I've forgotten something, I do apologise. But either way, Return of the King, a very cool 4-player map. We've seen a lot of TVZ so far on this map. Plays out very interestingly, in eOnzErg, of course, a very aggressive player. Cryoc more defensive, so let's see how we're going to do as we move on to our third game of the series with Red and NaS tied up 1-1. It's their final game of STPL Round 2 before the playoffs. Which of these teams is going to make it? This next game is going to be a big part in deciding that. Let's head on over to the game. Let's get started between NaS's eOnzErg against Red's Cryoc. Okay, and starting up here in the 10 o'clock position, fighting for Red in the peach, or the cream, I guess. It's going to be fighting for Red, it's Cryoc. And his opponent starting here in the top right-hand position. We do have the man himself. He is I believe he's from Cuba, but living in Belgium right now, unless it was Chile and I got that completely wrong. I'm fairly certain he's Cuban though. It is going to be eOnzErg fighting for NaS. Now, as I said, eOnzErg, a very, very aggressive player. Are we going to see some of that trademark aggression coming out here in this all-important third game? This game is going to possibly be the one that could set the momentum forward into the fourth game to decide who is going to be making it in the STPL. round 2 playoffs. Now we do already have our 2 teams from Group B. That is going to be Seoul in first place, NetWars in second. The winner of Group A will go against NetWars in the semi-finals for the round 2 playoffs, and we will have the loser, the second place, go against Seoul in the first round of the STPL round 2 playoffs. Now, it looks like eOnzErg going to bench some of his trademark aggression here and go into a 12 hatch right away. And that's going to allow him to get a little bit of an economic edge over Cryoc, who isn't going for 1-1-1. He is... Well, it's possible he could do it. He's built his depot in a place where it does make his gas mining a little bit more efficient. But it looks like he is going to go for a +1-5 racks. Interesting choice against someone like eOnzErg, but of course when you do go for those tech builds, you don't have as many units. Makes it a little bit harder to defend against early aggression. And he's playing to eOnzErg's strength. Now, these players obviously know each other very well. They've played in a lot of tournaments together. Obviously, eOnzErg streams a hell of a lot as well. Cryoc, I don't think he streams too often, but obviously he's been streamed in a lot of tournaments. So, both of them should have a good idea of how each other plays. And how is that going to play out here in this series? We do have Cryoc going for a double scout, of course, need to double scout. Now that's a very late double scout actually from him. He's up at 19 supply already, so any... of course they are as well, so obviously IFU, a very strong team back over the last couple of years. And eOnzErg and Cryoc both on IFU. I think IFU is still a team, but they don't play actively as a clan anymore, which is why their players have joined different teams. And we do have eOnzErg, of course, on NaS, Cryoc on Red as well. If Red had picked up eOnzErg as well, they would be pretty much like one of the dominant teams of the STPL, but both of the team... One thing I've been quite happy about with the way the STPL's played out is because there's so many teams, because there's so many strong teams, there's no one major team that has been completely imbalanced and broken everyone. Now, you can say that White is a very strong team, yes they are, but we've had 2 separate teams in 2 separate rounds beat White, so they've not got an unbeaten record. Of course they did win against IRK 7-0 in the playoff finals, but they were a little bit better prepared for those, I think. And obviously Red took down White this time to give themselves the position they're in, currently up 5-0 against their group. Now we do have a factory coming in, so it is going to be a late tech build here by Cryoc, who interestingly is doing this late factory. Now he did go 1 racks expand into this, so this could be something to play against eOnzErg here. Of course he is going to get those vultures out for mines. Could be for a very quick, obviously you can go for like a quick dropship as well to take this island base. Now, what build are we going to see from eOnzErg? He's going into 3 hatch layer, going to get an evolution chamber as well though, so this could be for lurkers. The build eOnzErg did use against Famasi to take him down was a weird lurkerling all in. And it's not beyond eOnzErg to do that again. Of course, that's an incredibly aggressive style. Now, he could be going for like +1 carapace, which he is, and try and tech up very, very quickly. Kanenti is currently in Korea. She's not in the lineup today, but she has played for Red twice so far in round 2 since she went to Korea. And we're actually going to have Mech versus Cryoc. Now, one thing that you may not know about eOnzErg, and I may have this fact wrong, but I do remember eOnzErg being the Zerg that complained about getting +1 Goliath all-in off of 5 racks. Now, is that what Cryoc's going to do here? I know the Kanenti doesn't like it either. But are we going to see that build coming in by Cryoc? We should see an armory, yes we will. That's going to be to at least defend against any mutalists that are coming in. But it is going to be Lair, it's going to be Spire. So it is going to be a 3-hatch Spire off of the back of +1 carapace. And there we go, a couple of Lings actually managing to sneak their way into the base. There's not that many Marines here to defend against this. Now, one thing eOnzErg is good at is jumping on weakness. Is he going to jump on this? Is he going to build a lot of speedlings? No, he's not. He's scouted the mechs, which he is going to go for a double expand here. He's going to take both the other mains, it looks like, and that is going to be a big power play by him. Of course, the important thing for eOnzErg against Mech is he is gonna have the mobility. Cryoc is going to be very far back. We actually have eOnzErg blocking his ramp. He thinks there's going to be a vulture coming in, but there isn't. And of course he is going to not have vision over those Goliaths just about yet. But the other thing is he has scouted that there's going to be Goliaths. Goliaths, not the best against Mulists. They do, I believe it's half damage against them. But of course when the Goliath count does go up, they obviously have the range upgrade as well. And here we go, the first, or the third hatchery going down. The fourth hatchery for the fourth base as well. And eOnzErg is going to look to try and power his way through Cryoc's army. One of the big things from Brood War, if you have tuned in from StarCraft 2, which I think is very unlikely, but still it could happen. Of course, Brood War mech very strong when it hits 3-3. Zerg and Protoss expected to use multiple armies to take down that, take down those forces. And of course, Cryoc he's only up at 3 factories, going into 5 now, but he is going to be pumping a lot of Goliaths. Now, as I said, Goliath's not super amazing against Mulists. Mulists do count as small units, which Goliaths do, I believe, half damage to. Obviously, there's no one else who can explain exactly what's going on. But here we go, the Mulists just flying around, doing what they can. The third base gonna finish up, the fourth base finishing up as well, and Eon is gonna look to put on a lot of pressure with his economy. All eOnzErg has to do is keep Cryoc in his base for long enough for the third and fourth base to come into effect, and that is going to be a big move by him. Now, we do have a lot of extra Mulists coming out. Is eOnzErg going to go for full mutas? Yes, he is. He's going to be getting his +1 carapace upgrade, and he is going to try and muscle down Cryoc in the meantime with Mutalisks. Now, this is a bit of a risky style. If we do see like a Valkyrie coming in from Cryoc, all of a sudden this isn't as good. Now we have a depot. Do we have a starport? No, we don't. So not going to see any Valkyries this game, unfortunately for me. But really nice play by eOnzErg so far. He understands how to play against Mech. He understands how to play against Cryoc as well. And Cryoc not doing too shabby himself. This has certainly been one of the most amazing series so far of the STPL Round 2. Now, of course, we've had a lot of really good series, and I am very biased because we're just watching it now, so I have to be a little bit biased, of course, but Red and NaS, two of the most evenly matched teams in the entire tournament, and this is, of course, the deciding match based on who is going to go into the next round. And is this going to work out? For Cryoc. Now, Cryoc's still low on everything else, but he does have a lot of Goliaths. And unfortunately for eOnzErg, he's been building a lot of drones, but not anything other than drones and Mulisks at the moment. So there's no big Hydra army to deal with this mech army. And here we go. This is going to be Cryoc's time to push out. He should have +1 armor, should have +1 attack on the way as well. Are we going to see a double armory from him? No, it looks like it's going to be a single armory, and here we go. It's going to be up to eOnzErg to answer this attack here from Cryoc. Now, of course, Cryoc going to have the high ground over this natural base, and eOnzErg unfortunately letting Cryoc get the whole way here without even scouting, and here we go. This is a lot of Mulists. Is there going to be enough, though, to take down the army? Well, let's actually have a look. We should have some Sunkens eating up a lot of this damage, but the Goliaths, there's just so many of them. +1 armor has finished for the Mulists, but this is the problem. If there is enough Goliaths, it makes it very difficult for the Mulists to actually engage. And it looks like Cryoc may actually have the edge here. We've got eOnzErg pulling his drones away from his natural. The Hydralisk then gonna go down, built in a very precarious position there. And eOnzErg is going to be looking to hold on to his ramp. He knows he has the other two mains. Is this going to work out for him, though? It looks like eOnzErg trying to move in from behind, trying to get any damage he can do, but this is going to be a final stand here by eOnzErg. He's doing a lot of damage. It's so hard to see what's going on with all of these missiles going down. But here we go, it looks like he may just about have enough Goliaths. Very, very weak against Mulus without their attack upgrades. And there we go, it looks like despite losing one base, eOnzErg is going to take down Cryoc's army for now. But here is the reinforcements, +1 attack. Should be very, very close to done. And Cryoc is forced to retreat for now. And eOnzErg holds. Okay, so this is still a lot of Mulisks, a lot of them quite heavily damaged, but that's not going to be too big of a deal. Now we have Cryoc, has scanned the bottom left now. He knows there's a base there and he's looking to go and kill it. But here we go, it looks like eOnzErg going to try and get in the way of these units. But is there just too many Goliaths now? There's not actually that many Mutalisks left. And there's no Lurkers, nothing to hold this ramp. And a few missed shots actually coming down from eOnzErg, so a little bit unfortunate for him. His other base is going to be safe for now, but a lot of creep colonies being added on in retaliation. But unfortunate for eOnzErg, he just doesn't seem to have the army. Let's actually have a look. He has +2 carapace coming in, but it's not finished yet. And this lone sunken is going to be what stands between Cryoc and taking out this base. We have another couple of creep colonies being added on the back. We have a lot more Mulis coming in behind this, but this is a lot of Goliaths. This single tank gonna add a lot of damage against the ground units. But here we go. Are we gonna see eOnzErg pushing through this attack by Cryoc once again? Cryoc, of course, has the less mobile army, the army that's harder to rebuild. And it looks like he may just have enough Mulis to push through once again. And the army of Cryoc being cleaned up, but is it? Cryoc so close, using his micro now to keep his final Goliaths alive. And is that going to be enough to hold on? It looks like we've had the Hydraliscent rebuilt. And Cryoc somehow, with a good micro, does take down the final Mutalisks. And we actually have Cryoc now with a big advantage. He's taking a third base. We had a couple of Goliaths moving down there, but the two Sunkens have since finished. Oh, there we go. The final Goliath has gone down, so this tank's going to go down as well. And eOnzErg should be able to hold at least for a time being, but there is a lot more Goliaths on the way. We've got a lot of SCVs transferring over. He's going to be able to get his third gas up. Going to be a little bit harder to take a fourth base for Cryoc in this game. Any possible fourth base is very far away from his third, but it is going to be pretty much pure Goliath here to try and break down this base. And I mean, eOnzErg is playing a weird refugee style where he's trying to build as many creep colonies as possible and keep his drones alive at the back while he gets units over here. But could this be a mistake by Cryoc? He's pushed forward, he's got a lot of +1 Goliaths, +1/+1 Goliaths, but this is going to be a lot of Hydras coming in from behind. +2 attack is finished, but the Hydra is not getting the best of engagements. And this could be a very, very good engagement by Cryoc. Of course, Hydras do a lot of damage to Goliaths, so... And the Goliath's forced to retreat onto the high ground. And eOnzErg needs to pull back his Hydralis. They're doing the high ground doing so much. And Cryoc holds onto his forward position here at the back. Now we do have these two sunken colonies holding tight. But with Cryoc getting more and more units over here, eOnzErg is finding himself in a little bit more and more trouble every single time. We have another force base coming up for eOnzErg. And here we go. It looks like we're going to see eOnzErg pushing into Goliaths. A great engagement by those. But the Hydra is finally getting a good position. But still, there's so many units here by Cryoc. He's actually at 1-1. Tanks to the back adding a lot of damage. And eOnzErg is possibly one step away from Tiltsville here in this game. So this could go either way still. Cryoc, of course, with an advantage. He's got a huge supply lead. eOnzErg does have a pretty decent economy. He's taking this base down here again. Should probably add a couple of Sunkens over here again. But now we finally have some mines being laid in the middle of the map. Cryoc doing an incredible job so far with his mech units. And there we go. Nice mines on the Hydras. The Hydra's not focusing the mines. Two huge mines going down. And it looks like this lone Hydra could be enough to go down. So Eon going to try and rebuild some of his drones. His unit count is very, very small though. He's going to have +2 attack. Should be seeing +1 carapace. Should be seeing +3 attack soon as well. But eOnzErg, his drone count is not very high. I don't think I missed any harassment there or anything, but Cryoc doing a very, very good job here. Now, we do have a single mine that should scout that this creep is back. We actually have a scan going down on that base, I believe, and it looks like Cryoc is going to go and answer this by pushing across there again. Now, does eOnzErg really have that many units to defend? He's got a contingent of Hydras over at his third. He's got a lot of Mulists here going into the front. Now, Cryoc, unfortunately, has stopped building so many Goliaths, so suddenly this Mulist switch with the 2-1 upgrades are going to be doing a lot of damage against just these 1-1 Goliaths. But here we go, it looks like the tanks and the Goliaths are going to take down this fourth base again, and all of these extra drones are going to go down, but still, this is a lot of Mulists here. +2 attack, not done for the Goliaths just yet, and these tanks are going to be free reign. There's only actually 2 turrets over here, so this could be a very, very big moment. He's going to take down this turret, he's going to try and get as many SCVs as he can. This is pretty much the biggest part of... Oh man, eOnzErg's Mulists aren't attacking anything. He missed out on a lot of damage there. It looks like he's going to jump on the Goliaths, and he is going to be able to get them. That's so many safe SCVs that could have gone down. And here we go, Vultures moving around to the new fourth base. We're going to have the Mulists still trying to take down as many Goliaths as possible. But this is a lot of units, a lot of reinforcements coming out. There's going to be a Radiate coming out here soon as well. Oh, but with more Mulists coming in, could this just be too many air units for eOnzErg? The trouble is, of course, Cryoc does have a lot of tanks. They're going to go down to his other bases. But still, this is a big contingent of Mulists. 12 Mulists going to be doing a lot of damage to all of these SCVs. And this time, he's not going to make the same mistake. He's going to be attacking with his SCVs. And he will get a decent amount of damage on, but more Goliaths coming in for the trap. But still, it's Goliaths that are rallying out. He still doesn't have +2 attack. He has +2 attack coming on now, but this is such a big, big moment for eOnzErg. He's going to pull back. He can't afford to lose these Mulists. His economy isn't that good. He's lost a lot of drones throughout the course of the game. And eOnzErg is effectively broke. Of course, he does have a big amount of gas left here. He has a lot of gas left in his natural. About a quarter left in his main. But still, Cryoc is low on gas himself. He can't rebuild his mech as effectively as he wants to. And he is just trying to get as many units together as humanly possible. We're going to see eOnzErg expanding again. But that's incredibly close to our Terran player. This would be a very, very ballsy game. And a ballsy move here. And here we go, a lot of Mulists coming in. The gas count of eOnzErg very, very high at the moment as he does push in with so many Mulists. There's no Irradiate as of yet. And it looks like he's going to take down yet another amount of SCVs here as he takes down the command center as well. And if he manages to get it, that's going to be huge. Here we go, he gets it. He's going to pull his Mulists into an engagement. Not quite sure about this engagement. That's a lot of Goliaths at the back. But there we go, he is going to rotate. He's going to go for the main. He's going for the Jugular. Can he take down the armory? That would be a big, big move. More Goliaths popping out of the main. But is this just going to be a little bit too little too late for Cryoc? He does manage to hold on to his main though. And eOnzErg with a pure Muteless play is pretty much bodying Cryoc here in these final stages. But this is the problem. Cryoc has a lot of units. He's got a lot of Goliaths pushing down here. He's building bringing SCVs for turrets as well. And it looks like Cryoc is going to go for the jugular of the Zerg economy, as we saw Eon doing just now. Of course, Cryoc now down to one mining base effectively. But here we go. It's going to be a lot of Hydras trying to push up against the tanks now. Obviously, that's not going to be great, but eOnzErg throwing away a lot of Scourge there. But still, a lot of Mulists do remain, but there's actually a lot of Goliaths left on. But here we go, this is the true story. This is the real power of Zerg. He's going to be able to come in with a lot of Hydras from another angle. And obviously the Mulists is going to be taking a lot of damage for the Hydras, but needs to try and take down the tanks. This is 5 2-2 tanks. And here we go, there's going to be a big engagement to possibly decide the outcome of the game. Let's have a look at it in all of its glory as the Hydras bust down against the tanks, but this is still a lot of units here for Cryoc. A lot of units in reserve for him as well, but the tanks have gone down. The main pushing power from eOnzErg has been taken out, and this is going to be a big moment. We actually have a nice set of mines going off on the Hydralisks. Oh no, that's too much damage for eOnzErg to be taking. Actually, Hydralisk running right past these mines as well. And Cryoc, despite being on just one mining base, he's barely mining from his natural... Oh, wow, his main command center has actually flown down. This is the last bastion of hope here for Cryoc, but Cryoc's army is incredibly strong now. 2-2 mech, nothing to shake a stick at. And eOnzErg is being forced to pull his units to the wrong place, I feel. And this attack here is going to be the one that decides the outcome of the game. If Cryoc can take down this base, I would say Cryoc is going to win. But if Cryoc loses his army, this is going to be the final army we'll see out of him this game. He's going to be effectively on one gas, which is too much. But there we go. Let's have a look at this. Now, we don't actually have that many units for eOnzErg. We have a few more Mutalisks coming in. Cryoc is going to look to try and take another base, but he doesn't even have the minerals to build a command center. And it's pretty much do or die for Cryoc now. We have tanks pushing in on this fourth base. Oh my god, that's a huge irradiator. Actually killing it with his own Hydras. Knows how dangerous that would be. Great reaction timing by eOnzErg there. Does take a little bit of extra damage, but this is so important. eOnzErg needs this base. His third is eventually going to mine out. His natural is eventually going to mine out as well. His main is gone. And although eOnzErg has a new fourth base, that's not really going to be enough. Here we go. He's going to come in from multiple angles again. Is this going to work out for him? Let's see. A lot of Hydra is going to go down though. There's so many tanks. The Mule is going to be forced away as well. And Cryoc's army is absolutely insane right now. Getting a great engagement. And here we go. Looks like he is going to be able to take down a lot of Eon's units, but Eon going for the counterattack. He knows that he needs to get some damage on Cryoc. Even on one base, will eventually be able to rebuild himself. He is the $1 million man. He has the technology. They can rebuild him, but it looks like just 3 or 4 Mulists going to try and do as much damage as humanly possible. Gonna take down a vessel. That's going to be very important. A lot more Mulists coming in for the kill here. And with that vessel going down, that's a lot of free energy that Cryoc is going to be missing out on. And here we go, the Mulist trying to engage on top of these Goliaths, but eOnzErg isn't rich anymore himself. He needs to be careful. His new base is only a stone's throw away from the Terran. He's going to lose his third base as well. Is there a Nidus Canal? No, there isn't. There's still no Hive from eOnzErg. We're 24 minutes into the game, and there is no Hive. We have 2-1 upgrades for the Mulisks here, and he's got a lot of them. But is this going to be enough Goliaths? 3-3 upgrades should be finishing fairly soon. But here we go. This is going to be the push from eOnzErg that could change everything. Cryoc's other army's being pulled back. There's not many units left for him. And eOnzErg doing so much damage. You can see the other units from Cryoc desperately trying to make their way over to defend this base, but he's losing all of his SCVs. And without Irradiate, this is going to be a hard flock of units to take down. But this is, I was about to say the same thing I keep saying, a huge Irradiate actually going down. He's not spreading his Mulists. He's not spreading his Mulists. What a great Irradiate. And a lot of damage going down on eOnzErg's army. Yeah, this is such a scrappy game from eOnzErg. He doesn't have Hive Tech. There's no chance of getting Defilers, no chance of getting Guardians or anything. He is relying purely on Mulisks, purely on his very dead economy, actually. He's only mining off of 2 bases. 2 gases for eOnzErg at this point. His main going to be depleted. His natural very nearly depleted. And eOnzErg is in a pretty weird situation because Cryoc has still got these units. There's nothing on the ground to contest anything. There's no Crackling upgrade. There's no Swarm. And the final Hydra is actually going down, and eOnzErg desperately holding on now. Cryoc has got his third base. It's going to be a long time before that goes down. But Refugee Style coming into play once again, going for that extra hatchery. And going to try and expand away from his opponent. He knows he can't take down this army. Hatchery going down. And here we go. Oh, I said it again. Man, you pointed out my isms, and now I can't stop doing it. Still no hive for eOnzErg, he can't afford it. And here we go, eOnzErg going for another attack here. He's got a nice pull on his Mulus, but this is a lot of damage going down on them. Hydralisk popping in as well. Good irradiates, but the third base has been killed. Well, it's been pulled away by Cryoc, so there is no mining currently available for Cryoc right now. This is going to be his final army until he can retake this position. And a nice kill on both of those vessels. No more irradiates for Cryoc. He's going to bring his army back. He's got a lot of Goliaths, a lot of tanks as well. And has he got enough to hold on? It looks like he has. Now eOnzErg down to one mining base. It's one base versus one base. We're 27 minutes into the game. Economies for both players in an absolute shambles. And a single Goliath actually doing a lot of damage there. I believe he's got 3-3 upgrades now. No, why didn't... I guess he's been low on gas, so he can't really afford it, but 3-3 would decimate what eOnzErg has at the moment. Now eOnzErg is holding on valiantly, and so is Cryoc. Now Eon is going for a snipe on the command center. Is he going to be able to do it? He's going to try and take down some SCVs now. He knows the command center is not going to go down. And these are Cryoc's last remaining SCVs. Like, this is his economy. If eOnzErg can take these down, he will win eventually. eOnzErg has a fourth base up again. He does have that fourth gas. He's going to be down to one gas again soon, though, as this gas is depleted as well. So he is running on empty. Cryoc is running on empty as well. And this is like a bar fight. We see a lot of strategic games of chess, but this is a family game of Monopoly. Both players cheated their way here, and by cheated I mean in a Monopoly sense. They've both been ruining each other's game the entire time. And is this final push gonna be enough to take down eOnzErg? Here we go. A lot of eOnzErg's units being taken down. A nice defense matrix on the front tank. And a lot of Goliaths left over, a lot of tanks left over as well. It's 56 supply to 59. eOnzErg is barely mining. He's going to try and hold on with this last bastion of units. Units coming in from behind. The tanks going to be worth their weight in gold. And the reason why I use the Monopoly analogy is that game never ends with people being happy. And I think whoever loses this game is going to feel completely awful, because they have fought so hard, so valiantly the entire game, and eOnzErg is evacuating his base. He's going to use this counterattack to try and end the game. This is the eOnzErg we know and love. He's going for the last SCVs. He's going to go for the command center. There's one SCV left on the map to mine minerals for Cryoc. He's not going to be able to build any more units, but is eOnzErg going to be able to do it? The command center is going to go down, and there's only one command center left now. For Cryoc, he is going to have to distance mine. But is Cryoc going to be able to take down the remaining buildings of eOnzErg with this tank vessel Goliath fleet? That is the story of this game, as we see Cryoc pushing up against the ramp. We see a lot of Sunkens being added on. He's trying to buy time for more units to come out. But this is just so many tanks. Imagine if he could have had Hive now. Imagine if he had Guardians. Imagine if he had Swarm and Plague. These Goliaths wouldn't be worth anything. A Mulus could do something again. But Cryoc very sheepishly pushing forward. eOnzErg with a lot of units in his second main. A lot of units coming over. The final remaining units from Cryoc moving into save this force. The tanks at the back doing a lot of damage. And eOnzErg takes out a couple. Gonna pull back. Gonna go for these Goliaths here. Cryoc has not yet attempted to re-expand, so this is a do-or-die push by Cryoc. If he can take down this final remaining base for eOnzErg, or if he can starve him out, maybe he can go back and defend his third base. But we see eOnzErg going for a counter again. He thinks that Cryoc is going to be trying to mine. Little does he know, Cryoc is not trying. He is going to stay with this army. And let's see exactly what's going on. Obviously, we've got Cryoc moving forward, going to take down this last remaining mining base from eOnzErg, but no, eOnzErg is down, but he is not out. He's taken the 12 o'clock base again, and this could be very well the winning move. Cryoc has a strong army, but it's not mobile, and if eOnzErg keeps building units, he's eventually going to have enough to take this down. Still no hive. He's actually built creep colonies in his main to help really extend the game as long as possible. And he okay, so eOnzErg going to push forward with his units. Cryoc's unit's going to be completely trapped over here. But obviously eOnzErg is not going to be mining from this base anymore. Cryoc is not going to be able to take this base either. Even though he does have the position on it, because there's no minerals. He's not going to be able to get a command center over here without building an SCV and sending it over. And he doesn't even have the minerals for that. He has something like 5 maybe SCVs back home. And that is it. Cryoc has no economy. He's got 1 command center, 1 set of scans. He is going to be relying on his detectors here, on his irradiates, on his defense matrix. And eOnzErg just has so many units. Let's see the upgrades. It's 2-2 against 2-2. Obviously the tank's going to be doing a lot of damage to these Hydralisks, but the Goliath's getting caught off. Cryoc needs to be careful. He needs to siege up. If he doesn't siege properly, he is going to lose this army. 2 irradiates going down on the Hydralisks. But this is it. This is the last stand by Cryoc. He's going to dematrix, and you can see eOnzErg immediately pulling back. eOnzErg actually sending an overlord over here. I was wondering if he was going to drop a drone, but not going to be a drone drop. And this is going to be Cryoc's problem. He's pushing up. He's going to have to slow push for his life here. And NaS are so badly needing this game win. And it looks like they could have it, but another irradiator going down. But eOnzErg takes no prisoners, immediately killing that irradiated Hydralisk. He does not want to take any extra damage. He knows he's in trouble as well. Obviously Cryoc's army slowly going to be whittled down, but this is still a very, very strong mech ball. But oh my god, they're running into mines. They're running into mines! The mines could be huge, and 1 mine going down, another mine going down as well. Oh my god, this could be everything. The final mine's getting taken out, but that's a lot of extra damage on eOnzErg's army that he really can't afford to be taking. Is Cryoc going to siege? He needs that siege mode up immediately, and he does. He is going to slow push his way into eOnzErg's base, and if he can, Cryoc still has a chance of winning this game. What on earth is happening? He unsieges. Oh my god, the vessel's going to go down to Scourge, and that is going to be no more energy for Cryoc. He's not mining anywhere. We actually see a lone Hydralisk stopping any mining. But man, Cryoc's army is still standing strong. It's 37 supply to 27 in the 34th minute of our 3rd game here. And eOnzErg is still holding on, but eOnzErg is not out of the water. Cryoc, his army is so strong. And the amount of times I've called this a final battle is insane, but I think this is it. eOnzErg is down at 20 supply. He has something like 15 drones and 3 Hydralisks. It looks like Cryoc's done it. Cryoc is going to win the game for Red. There is nothing eOnzErg has to defeat this now. And Cryoc, despite having no mining, has pushed the most insane game of his life. The final drones of eOnzErg going to go down. It's going to be 13 supply, 11 supply, and eOnzErg has 1, 2, 3, 4 Hydralisks to his name. He's not going to be able to take down the bases. Cryoc has most likely won this game now. 2 Mutalisks though. Are these 2 Mutalisks going to be enough? I have no idea anymore. But Cryoc has done an incredible job. A huge round of applause to him for managing to stay in this long. We have a single SCV with this army as well. Going to be there to tank some shots. But eOnzErg, he has absolutely nothing. He's scouting around for another base. He feels he's been duped. But he hasn't. He's not been duped. Cryoc has just played an incredible game. He has pushed the way mech is supposed to be played. These 4 tanks, absolute heroes. 25 kills, 22 kills, 13 kills, and 29 kills. The most efficient tanks you will ever see in Brood War. And they're still pushing forward. They're still doing what they need to do. eOnzErg is trying to do what he can There's still 4 Marines in the bunker though, and a turret is going to push these mutalisks away. And this is bound to be game now. There is absolutely nothing that eOnzErg can do now. He's on 9 minerals. He mined some minerals somewhere, and I don't know how, but he did. Is he ferrying an Overlord over to mine those minerals? Oh, he's actually got some minerals in his main. That's kind of crazy that they're still there, but I mean, eOnzErg, for all intents and purposes, has lost this game now. As Rapid would say, oh wow, he's actually going to try and push in, but the bunker's there with 4 Marines. I mean, he can push against these units all day, but he is not going to be able to break through. What a crazy, crazy game. What an insane series. And this is certainly going in one of my highlight videos. This is a really, really beautiful game by Cryoc. Obviously, eOnzErg did a very good job, but didn't play against the mech well enough. Oh my god. Cryoc is actually using his final remaining minerals and gas to actually repair his vessel. He knows he's won this game. He can't afford to lose anything. I mean, Cryoc could have flown over here, but he's not had the money to build a dropship, so he can't take out this mineral field. So he still can't mine. But Cryoc is just slowly killing all the buildings of eOnzErg. eOnzErg doing what he can to try and hold on. He's trying to build another unit. But I mean, really, eOnzErg, it's time to look for that key between F and H. This is it for you. You've tried your hardest, and unfortunately it's not worked out. We nearly had a hero mine at the end. But I don't see a way. I don't possibly see a way Cryoc could lose this game now. And those Hydralisks are skirting dangerously close to the mine! Oh, another loss for eOnzErg. And eOnzErg having a lot of trouble. He is trying to hold on. He's building... Wait, he's building drones up here to try and save anything he can. But unfortunately, it's not going to work out. The Hydralisk Den, the Evo Chamber, the Creep Colony, the Lair, the final buildings by eOnzErg, gonna go down. He actually has a single extractor over here, which is gonna keep him in the game artificially for a while. Oh, but here we go. Are we gonna see some form of miracle? No, we're not. Too many Goliaths. The final Mutalisk gonna go down. And GG as eOnzErg leaves the game. Cryoc is gonna take us up 2-1 for Red. And that's going to take us into our 4th game of the series. Now, there's no guarantee there wasn't a GG. Just to point out, Brood War replays are weird in the fact that sometimes if you say GG and leave very quickly, your GG doesn't appear. It's very, very strange, but I'm not going to say eOnzErg didn't GG, although eOnzErg is known to be a very emotional player, and that game must have been a very emotional game for him. And could that game have been the one that cost NaS a place in the playoff finals for round 2? We're going to have to move on to our 4th game of the series to find out. But before we do that, I am going to take a quick break to rest my voice to get into this 4th game. And I'll be back in just about 5 minutes. See you guys very soon.